Welcome to South Bend, Indiana for Game 3 of our triple header here on ACC Network. Number 14 Duke on the road. Something they haven't done all season. Win a road game. Trying to do that for the first time all year against Notre Dame. A team picked to finish last in the ACC, but coming off a good week as we are underway at Purcell Pavilion. Kyle Filipowski controls the opening tap, and away we go. Alongside Randolph Childress, I'm Mike Monaco from South Bend. Caleb Foster gets another start for Duke. Comes in on a 5-game winning streak after those back-to-back losses against Georgia Tech and Arkansas. Here is Foster making a 6th straight start, and off to the wing for Jeremy Roach. And now Filipowski straight on, swirls out a 3. Mark Mitchell the offensive rebound. Jared McCain, no dice from deep and cleared by the Irish.
Great job there, everybody. Fighting Irish just to get a stop the first game. They've been solid all year on the defensive end of the floor, so there's no surprising there. Let's see if they can keep this up and continue to rebound the ball.
Now they have struggled offensively as Keba Jai goes to work, and the Penn State transfer starts the score.
I think the game plan tonight for the Fighting Irish is they want to make Filipowski play on both ends of the floor. They know he's going to be aggressive on the offensive end, but they're going to attack him, make him defend as well.
He's the leading scorer for Duke as you check out the starters. Again, Tyrese Proctor coming off the bench. J.R. Konieczny with the block on Caleb Foster. And the Irish have had their struggles offensively this year. They play slow. Meanwhile, Duke's been trying to play faster as Marcus Burton rimmed it out, and Keba Jai gets tagged with a foul. Micah Shrewsbury's in his first year here in South Bend after, just 23 years of Mike Bray. Shrewsbury, of course, the Indiana native, spent 2 years as the head coach at Penn State. He's got this Notre Dame group playing better. They had the win last week against Virginia. Feel like they should have won Wednesday against NC State.
Yeah, this team feels like they should have won 3 in a row and have 2 ACC wins. And make no mistake about it, forget the record. This is one of the better defensive teams in the ACC.
Off the turnover, Kerry Booth nearly gave it away, and now he does. Foster the pick. Foster draws a foul on Marcus Burton. Other side, John Shire. We said the 5-game winning streak. He told us that we went through some stuff with those losses to Georgia Tech and Arkansas, but he feels like they've come together in a way that maybe they hadn't earlier in the year.
Well, we're going to find out because this team this is the 3rd true road game and they're 0-2, so we're going to see how they come out and finish. This first half. I think take a half, timeout, TV timeout by TV timeout.
Tough shot, Jeremy Roach, and that's kind of what the senior's been doing recently, averaging 17 a game over his last 8, and now Duke extends pressure.
His leadership's been outstanding. He's picked it up on the offensive end, really making good decisions. He's taken over that point guard role and decision-making role when Tyrese Proctor went out, and he's playing so well. I don't know how you take the ball out of his hand, to be quite honest.
Yeah, so he starts again with McCain and Foster, a couple of freshmen, and Proctor, like we said, comes off the bench. Burton's the top scorer for the Fighting Irish, the local freshman. Gave it up with the shot clock winding down on Konieczny, who hits! Long 2, and J.R. Konieczny's done that twice now in the last 8 days.
He has, and he told us earlier today, he promised me he was going to get ready to shoot.
Mark Mitchell gets stripped by Konieczny. And a thunderous start for the Fighting Irish here at home in front of a packed house.
They're going to be forced to make shots.
Burton off the bounce, gives it up to the corner. Tay Davis left it short. Offensive rebound and stick back Booth.
Great job there. Just attacking the offensive glass. Where Duke is vulnerable, where they can be vulnerable, is with this 3-guard lineup is on the offensive glass. They get caught in these, they're switching everything. They get caught in these matchups. Not a lot of size on the offensive glass when you're attacking Filipowski off the dribble with your point guard.
Roach gives it up. McCain off the shot fake. Good closeout. Konieczny. McCain driving and gets the roll. Last 5 games for Jared McCain, the freshman from Sacramento. He's averaging 19.5 points per game. Booth can step out and shoot it at 6'10", and there's another offensive rebound and a foul on Filipowski. You said it. John Shire said it to us earlier today at shoot-around. Very worried about the offensive rebounding of Notre Dame.
They are, and they want to attack Filipowski. And they want to attack him. That time they got him on the offensive glass, and they're going to make him guard on both ends of the floor. Like, he's the key to this Duke team. He's one piece they know that's invaluable, and Shire's not happy about that. And I think he's going to get him out. He told us if he get a quick foul early, he's going to get him out.
Yeah, let's see. Tyrese Proctor's coming in. He's going to get Caleb Foster. And for now, Filipowski stays in. John Shire said to us today, we are aggressive in terms of a guy gets 2 fouls in the first half. We are comfortable letting him go. But he said with Filipowski, and as you just intimated, it's been a little bit different.
Well, you have to earn that. I mean, coaches tend to let you do it, and then they get burned. And Filipowski, he's been burned a couple of times, and he's a little bit concerned about that. But they're down 8-4, so I don't think he can take him out this early.
Proctor bounces for Mitchell, and he got stripped by Julian Roper. Ahead in transition, Burton the trailer, back to Roper. Can't stick it. Filipowski clears it. What do you want to see with Proctor in the game for Duke?
I just want to see Proctor be super aggressive. I think as he rounds himself into shape, he's been out, he missed 3 games, rolled his ankle, so he's not 100% in his conditioning, and that'll come.
Roach hits the 3, and let's see, it's going against Duke. Perhaps he kicked out his legs. A foul on Jeremy Roach for indeed just that.
Or Jeremy Roach catches that, and you can't tell if he kicked his knee out there, but just a great job there, taking it away. Got a close game here. South Bend in the end.
Notre Dame here at home up by 4 on the number 14 team in the country in Duke. And we said it earlier, and John Shire said it to his team at the start of shoot-around today. He told them if we want to do something special, we got to be able to do that away from Cameron. And he said to him, tonight's the first step of that as we check out how the season's gone.
Let's see how they respond to it. They've been challenged early, you know what was coming, and they've come out for a team that's taking care of the basketball. They're 6th in the country in the least amount of turnovers offensively, and they've given up 3 already here and got themselves in an early hole. Let's see how they respond.
Notre Dame only forced 4 turnovers against NC State the other day. They've already forced those 3 Duke turnovers, and Duke turns to TJ Power for some early action, the freshman from Massachusetts. Burton is very good in the mid-range. The freshman at 16 points per game, one of the best rookie scorers in the entire country. Roach off the bounce, and he's trying to take charge. He had the 3 wiped away, and so now he goes to the rack for 2.
Jared McCain and Roach are just playing at a high level right now. And without Proctor being there, they're just taking over for this team on the offensive end. They've been so efficient there. Roach drives, gets the angle, takes the contact, and finished. He is just really playing at a high level, and it's just fun to watch him. If you follow his career, he's had so many peaks and valleys, and he isn't playing any better in his career than he is right now.
Career highs this year in points per game, and then efficiency too. Field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, and free throw percentage as well for the senior from Leesburg, Virginia. Saw Jalen Blake's into the game. So after the make at the free throw line, again, extended pressure from Duke, and this is something that bothered a turnover-prone Notre Dame team against NC State, who did the same.
Well, they only really have one guy that can handle pressure and make decisions, and that's Burton. And the last play, they took him off the ball, set a screen. A lot of pressure on Burton here because they're going to do a lot of switching and force other guys to make plays. And that hasn't been a strength of Notre Dame. They like to run, they execute their offense, let their sets do it. But when everything breaks down, they got to do this with Burton.
He yanked it back and hit the 3. Wow, what a move from Marcus Burton.
He's telling them, get over here. Playing with a ton of confidence.
Soft-spoken freshman. We chatted with him earlier today who said, yeah, what could be better than playing here at home? The local guy from Mishawaka. Filipowski lost it.
Another turnover.
Braden Shrewsbury can't finish, and it belongs to Duke. What do you like most about Marcus Burton?
I just think he's so poised. He's, wise beyond his years, but here creates space. I mean, he's not just Proctor out of his shoes there and knocks down a 3, but he's fearless. He goes in there. He's only 5'11". But he really loves attacking the paint, creating space for himself. But again, he has a lot of responsibility on him with this team because he's the only true decision maker there.
Double on Filipowski, who's passing it well this year. Power can't stick a 3. TJ Power known for his shooting, getting some early run, as we said, for John Shire.
And he can really stretch the floor, but I think he has his hands full guarding Burton.
Marcus Burton is cooking here in the first half.
Yeah, he's cooking with the fish grease, and it is hot.
He's got as many as Duke has with 7. Notre Dame by 8. Roach navigating Roper, moves it for power. Proctor to the corner for Blakes. Hits a 3.
Those shots are going to be there because they're going to double Filipowski. If the ball moves, they'll get open shots like that. You just got to knock them down. But this Fighting Irish team is their defense is predicated on they want to control the paint. If Duke beats them by shooting threes, I think they'll live with that.
Shrewsbury nearly threw it away. Tay Davis got to it, and he's banging at 6'9" with Blakes. Davis lays it in.
It's a great matchup there by Davis, taking a smaller guard, Blakes inside. No help came, continue to get to a spot, just elevate it over and finish. Here's a double team coming.
7-inch advantage for Davis. Blakes tried to knock down another, kept alive by power, and then given away to Shrewsbury. The Irish run with Roper. Burton is calling for it. He is hot, wants to check. Too strong a heat check. Matt Zona, though, the offensive rebound. The crowd wanted him to go right back up with it.
I think Burton shot that one before it was in his hands. He was calling for it for about 5 seconds. Feed me.
Roper going to work. Tough follow away for the Northwestern transfer. And Duke's got it down by 7. Fast-paced start to this one.
It is, and the Irish is really young, and
Filipowski's fouled by Zona.
got to watch you don't take quick shots like that. You still want to run your offense. When the quick shots present themselves, just run your offense. You don't have to force things.
How about Notre Dame and where things have changed for them? A team that, lost here to the Citadel by 20 and had the loss to Western Carolina early on in the season, a couple of weeks in. But now they've got the win over Virginia. Yeah. Again, they feel like they should be 2-1 in the ACC after falling by 2 here Wednesday against NC State, and now a lead here on Duke.
Confidence is a fragile thing. I mean, you can lose it and you can gain it, and you're seeing a group of young men that they're young, they're inexperienced, but they're gaining confidence with that UVA win, and then they feel like they should have. And the results don't dictate it, but they had that NC State game under control. Late turnovers cost them the game, and they feel like they should have won it, and they're going to come out and fight. They feel like they're supposed to win this Duke game.
Kyle Filipowski's good on both. He dealt with foul trouble Tuesday against Syracuse in that great win for Duke, where they were up 2 at halftime and then had a monster second half. Filipowski sits as Ryan Young enters. Nesny with an illegal screen.
Yeah, I think he was just trying to run back. Just a smart play by Jaden Blakes there. Trying to pressure full court. They're going to pick up Burton as much as they can, try to wear him down with different bodies of guys. And unfortunate call there. Purely accidental.
Shrewsbury seemed more displeased with Knesny than with the officials. So baseline out of bounds for Duke, down by 5. Proctor's going to work, trying to bully Burton. No foul calls.
Great defense.
Burton pushes. Burton in attack mode, and he turned it over. Coming off 6 turnovers against NC State. That matched the season high for the freshman point guard. Foster, step back, created space. 6-it. 2-point game.
This is where Burton has to show his maturity because they want to speed him up. He's the one guy that has to get this team under control. Open shots present themselves, take it. If not, slow things down. Because Duke is trying to speed this group up.
It was just his first turnover of the night. Now he bounces nicely for Zona, who finishes.
Great job there. Getting to the paint. Rewarding Zona.
Double on Ryan Young. And a foul is called on Notre Dame on a push on the sideline.
I think Coach Shrewsbury can't be happy with that. Young tried to escape the double team, get away. Ball went out of bounds. He's got to like his team effort, though. They're playing really hard. Just got to take care of the basketball and not take so many quick shots.
So a 4-point lead for the Fighting Irish on Duke. Just about 8.5 minutes in. All right, we welcome you courtside here at Purcell Pavilion. He's Randolph Childress. I'm Mike Monaco. And Duke, you talked about the importance of this on the road. Can they get a road win in their third try this year? And they're getting everything Notre Dame's got so far.
Well, you knew you were going to get that. But the biggest concern you got to have if you're a Duke fan is the early turnovers. It's surprising because they hadn't done that all year. And they're coming out now, and they got 5 turnovers here early, giving up a couple of offensive rebounds. They got to shore some things up if they want to take this on the road, try to get more ACC wins. And this Notre Dame team is not, you throw their record away. They are one of the better defensive teams in the league right now. And they're going to control the paint. They're physical. Even though they're young, they're a physical team.
Jay Josh, thank you very much. Wow, another tight one, another overtime game there in the ACC as we welcome you to South Bend, Indiana, and say hello. Alongside Randolph Childress, I'm Mike Monaco. We're already underway between Duke, ranked 14th in the country, and Notre Dame, who's got the advantage here. Notre Dame picked last in the ACC, but playing better in the last week. Duke, meanwhile, a 5-game winning streak, but trying to win on the road for the first time all year.
They have, and it's been difficult. They hadn't played well, and so far this first half, they turned the ball over, and they hadn't rebounded well. So we'll see if they can handle this pressure. And who controls the paint, I think, will go a long way to who wins this game. And right now, the Fighting Irish are controlling the interior.
5 turnovers for Duke, to your point. Meanwhile, the flip side for Notre Dame, they got one of the best freshman scorers in the country in Marcus Burton, and he's got an early 7, and you can tell he's feeling it.
Yeah, it's fun to watch. He's got an extra gear to him. Really good mid-range shot there. Doesn't matter the size when he gets in the rhythm. And here he just snatched Proctor, elevates to his 3. Far better shooter than his 3-point shot shows you, but he's really good in that mid-range. Can get to any spot he wants on the floor, and off to a hot start here for the Fighting Irish.
The number 3 scorer in the country among all freshmen, the local guy from Mishawaka and Penn High School, which is 8 miles east of here, and he's been good. Now the key, turnovers, limiting that against some of the pressure he's already seen from Duke, like he saw in a 2-point loss for Notre Dame Wednesday against NC State.
And it isn't just the pressure. He does have to take care of that, but he has so much responsibility for this unit. He has to score his points. He's averaging 16 a game, but he has to distribute and create for others. And when Duke does all this switching, which they're doing, he's the one guy that can break his guy down and make a decision. So he'll find the ball in his hands. You just got to hope he doesn't wear down. It looked like they're trying to get him a few minutes here, get him a quick blow. I think he'll play at least 35 minutes if they want to pull off the upset.
Meanwhile, for Duke, we talked about trying to get a win on the road. John Shire brought his team in at the start of shoot-around this morning, and he said to him, guys, if we want to do something special, got to be able to do it away from Cameron, away from Durham. And he said to him, tonight's the first step of that.
They have to. It's for a team that was preseason second in the country. You know, the talent's there. They just got to take this show on the road. And they're going to get tested today.
Ryan Young in the game right now for Kyle Filipowski. And Young walks with it against Matt Zona. And so that's 6 turnovers for Duke, a team this year that's been one of the best in the country in turnover rate.
Yeah, they've been 6th in the country in that. And early, but again, we talked about it. This Irish team is inexperienced. They're young, but they're physical, and they defend. And Zona there has more experience than anyone on this roster, and he's had his fair share of battles with Ryan Young and understands that, hey, I got to take away that left shoulder.
They're banging again as J.R. Konieczny takes a follow away that comes up short. Another local guy, the junior, who's waited his turn here in South Bend, and he's the 2nd leading scorer for the Irish behind Marcus Burton.
You know, when you're not playing great, and it's during the break, during the holidays, you're not used to having crowd. Duke comes in, the arena's full, they're feeding off this energy, and they're taking a couple of quick shots. I thought that shot there from Konieczny could have been an extra pass there to a teammate.
Meanwhile, Mark Mitchell going to work, coming off a career-high 21 Tuesday in the win at Cameron against Syracuse, but he couldn't get it to go. Hey, next Saturday, a basketball triple-header starts with number 16 Clemson against Boston College at 3 Eastern. Then this number 14 Duke team against Georgia Tech at Cameron. Finally, Miami, Virginia Tech, both of them trying to bounce back off heartbreakers. They square off in Blacksburg. Clemson's going to be trying to do the same as well after North Carolina went into Littlejohn today with a 10-point win.
Yeah, they've dropped 2 in a row, and 14 that I think is really good. And they dropped the last 2, 1 in a row, and at home against a really good Carolina team that's showing they're not just good, they're borderline great right now.
Kevin Jai couldn't get it to go against Filipowski. And Duke's been pushing more ever since the Tyrese Proctor injury. Filipowski went to the rack but couldn't finish.
Quick shot, but you're not upset. Got to the rim. Filipowski will make those more time than not. But they're trying to, the ball moves, they're trying to play faster.
Konechny went down, back to his feet, shadowed by Jared McCain. Konechny had a big game last Saturday against Virginia. Found Jai, and it stays at this end of the floor.
Notre Dame's doing a really good job on both ends of the floor. They're controlling the paint on the defensive end, but here on the offensive end, they're really effective when they get inside the paint. They're averaging 24 threes a game, and Coach Shrewsbury said, we're not doing that intentionally. They want to take better shots right now.
You asked him about it today. He says their shot profile has changed.
Yes.
Well, shows what we know. It is a three. Though there have been fewer of those recently, we allege.
But you're okay with that. I think what he's concerned with was that they shot 25 threes a game, but you know, he did look at the data, and 60% of their threes were contested.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that.
McCain bounces for Filipowski. Just 2 points so far. Kevin Jai stuck right with him, and then Jai rips down the rebound.
I think there for Filipowski at times, he tries too hard to play with his back to the basket. Just turn and face in a post. They're already doubling you. You can see it coming. But his quickness on the interior would be a matchup problem for any big. He gives up pounds, physicality when he tries to back guys in. Facing him, I think, is his advantage.
Kerry Booth walked with it. John Shire said to us today that Filipowski maybe hasn't had those great games yet. We said, how so? He said, well, we haven't seen two dominant halves from him. And yet we're still in the position we are, ranked 14th in the country on a 5-game winning streak.
Well, when you have a talent like him, he's 7 foot. He's the most skilled 7-footer in the country. He has it all. And you just want to see him put it all together and really just say, hey, when you got a smaller guy on me, dominate him inside. You got a bigger guy on me, I'm going to take you outside. And that's what we talked about. This team doesn't have the physicality outside of zone that match him on the inside. And he just has to take his time and just dominate.
Blue Devils have missed 6 of their last 7 shots from the floor. Down by 4 inside and 9 to go in this first half. Randolph Childress, Mike Monaco, our entire crew with you from South Bend, Indiana.
Home of Mike Monaco.
Oh, yes. I thought you were going to keep silent on that all game.
I had to wait till the right time.
Burton for Jai. Shot clock winding down on the Penn State transfer. Smooth move for 2.
They are. They're sticking to the game plan. They feel like they can attack inside, and again, they're going to go at Filipowski inside.
And they've only taken 6 threes so far. Been doing it more in the paint, like you said. Jared McCain with a slow shooting start. He's 0 of 3 now from long range.
Yeah, they got away with that one. That was a mistake. Konechny's shoe came off and left him wide open. I think McCain was surprised he was that wide open when he came off the screen.
Because if you read the recent scouting report, you wouldn't want to do that against Jared McCain, the freshman who in his last 5 is averaging 19.5 per. Out to Booth. Shot clock winding down. Burton dogged by Roach. He drives. He floats. Couldn't finish. Rebound Mark Mitchell.
They're going to be in that situation quite a bit because, again, Burton's the guy that when the shot clock gets low, he can beat his man and make a play.
Filipowski left alone. Can't connect from deep. Burton a block out. And last touch by McCain. Shots haven't fallen yet from the outside for Duke. And here at home, Notre Dame's got the 6-point lead on number 14. ACC men's basketball is brought to you by Old Dominion Freight Line, helping the world keep promises. Dig into the notebook in the ACC. Duke one of 3 ranked teams. Remember, Carolina went to Littlejohn today and beat Clemson in a ranked-on-ranked matchup. You know the new head coaches by now, and that includes right here in South Bend with Micah Shrewsbury following 23 years of Mike Bray. And then new faces in terms of players, including a couple of guards here tonight, both playing at a very high level recently in Marcus Burton and Jared McCain. Randolph Childress, what sticks out to you from what we've seen so far today in the ACC with this being the final game of the night?
Just conference play. When you're in the conference, it doesn't matter. Road, you want to try to win as many road games as you can. Winning in conference play is hard. Winning on the road is even harder. Evenly matched teams, you know, there are no gimmies, and you see we're watching this right now. Duke's the #1 team, first place team, preseason pick, first place in the ACC, and then Fighting Irish are picked bottom team, 15th place team, and you couldn't tell that by watching the first 10 minutes of this half right now.
Duke's got more turnovers than made buckets. And Braden Shrewsbury strokes a three. The freshman and coach's son, known for his work outside the arc.
Great play call there, coming out of a timeout.
This is as large as the lead has been for the Fighting Irish at 9. A double on Filipowski. A good find to Roach, out of it for three.
I think that's what he has to do. That time he caught it, know the double team's coming, turn and face it. I think at his 7 foot in length, he'll throw over top of it. Duke will get easy shots. You just got to knock him down at that point.
That passing out of double, something John Shire's talked to us multiple times about this season. Here's Burton. Had to adjust against the 7-footer's length. And then it's a foul underneath on the Fighting Irish.
That's the one you want to give off to a teammate there. Just a great play coming out of the timeout there. You know, Jeremy Roach getting hit on the screen, and Braden knocks down the three in front of the Duke bench. I wonder if he told his dad coming out of there, give me the ball.
He might have. He likes to shoot it from long range. I told you 76% of his field goal attempts have come from three. Meanwhile, the 1-1 for Mark Mitchell, 72% at the line this year. You know, it's interesting with Braden Shrewsbury. Coach's son was living in State College, Pennsylvania when Micah was finishing his 2 years there. But Braden Shrewsbury knew Marcus Burton from the AAU circuit in Indiana. So even before it was official who the new head coach is going to be, those two guys were texting one another.
Well, if your son isn't going to help you recruit, then who's going to help you, right?
Spoken like a guy who also had a son play for him in the ACC.
Hey, call that guy. Hey, call him too.
Yeah.
Get as many as your friends as you can.
Brandon, you didn't do enough recruiting.
No.
Third in by 4. Burton slashes, and it rolled off.
Great job there getting to the rim. Just couldn't finish over that length of Duke. Burton's on the bigger Mitchell. They're going to have to come double him.
They do, and Tate Davis forces the turnover. That's the 7th for the Blue Devils. Burton off the screen. And we get a foul away from the ball that goes on Tyrese Proctor, and that's his first.
Yeah, Tyrese Proctor got caught up on the screen, and Zona tried to roll and prevented him from rolling down. Just got stuck under it, tried to get back in front of the ball, just couldn't. Talked to Shire about this today too with all of his guys. They got to do a better job of protecting the first foul. Sometimes you're just so casual with that first foul, and then the second one comes in and you got to sit.
What's that mean? Treat it as valuably as
you have to. I think you just start the game. With players, you don't think of it as much, and if you got to be dialed in and protect the first one. You don't want the first one to be some hand slap, or there's times you draw foul and you have to stop a layup or something like that. But
Davis burrowing underneath, missed it, and then Roach helps secure it. Duke down 4 in transition. Mitchell takes off and couldn't finish. Last touch by Young. Well, they want Mark Mitchell to be aggressive, and he saw an opening.
Although that time he tried to avoid the contact a little bit. Had he taken it to the rim, I think Zona was in the no charge area there, and he tried to avoid the contact, and they didn't blow the whistle for him. Had he gone to the rim, straight to the rim, I thought he would have got the foul.
Career high 21 for Mitchell last time out in that big win against Syracuse on Tuesday at Cameron. And John Shire said he looked like himself. Burton off the bounce, loves the mid-range. Kicks for Shrewsbury off a shot fake. Can't hit. And a blackout from Young.
Great job there by Young. Fighting Jai on the backboards. They're going to go. You know, they're comfortable with who they are. The bigs are going to attack the glass. Shot goes up, they're running. Great job by Young there, putting a body on him, and didn't get the rebound, but he kept his man from getting it.
Notre Dame +1 right now in rebounding. Boy, Micah Shrewsbury was not happy with the rebounding effort Wednesday against NC State. Roach misfires. Young an offensive rebound. And it belongs to Notre Dame as Young got bumped out of bounds. Notre Dame was -5 rebounding against NC State. Micah Shrewsbury said it felt like -200.
Yeah, you got to defend and rebound if you want to play for him. He doesn't care who you are. And I'm just surprised, even though it's a young team, you'd be surprised with their physicality. They really do hit you and get after you.
Here's Jai banging with Young, lowering the shoulder, gave it up. John Shire wanted a 3-second count. Burton lost it to Roach. Second Marcus Burton turnover. What a find, Roach to Young, and it's a 2-point game.
No one turns defense and the offense better than this Duke team does, and Jeremy Roach is probably the one player on the floor I think can match Burton speed for speed. Great job there in front of the ball, creating a steal and finding a teammate.
Feels like he's been Duke's best player, no question, this first half.
I think he's been outstanding, and you can make that argument he's been at the last 4 or 5 games.
Shrewsbury short. Filipowski pushes all the way to the rack, and he's fouled by Braden Shrewsbury. Duke with a chance to tie it at the line when we come back. Number 14 in the country getting everything it can handle from Notre Dame and South Bend. Micah Shrewsbury had his signature press conference moment a couple of weeks ago after a loss here at home.
This game was over before we even got here. We have no energy at shoot around. We didn't have any energy at practice. That's who this team has been. So a message needs to be sent to some of these guys that, like, if you don't play hard, then you can sit and rot over there on the bench. And I'll find a way. I'll go and talk to the people in compliance. And I will help you transfer. Because this culture is getting built the right way. And if you ain't a part of it, you're out. And I don't care.
A month and a half before that, opening night of the season, he said, honesty is probably my greatest strength and my greatest weakness. He was foreshadowing just how honest he would be. December the 19th, coaches hung out inside their room a while after that 20-point loss here at home to the Citadel, and they looked at each other and they said, we're going to remember December the 19th, 2023, because it has changed how we approach really everything.
It's losses like that do stick with you. It's just how do you handle that? And you could tell by the energy there that, hey, we're going to deal with it. We're going to get better from it. And this team has responded.
Filipowski just missed both at the line for Duke with a chance to tie. And now Tate Davis goes driving and is fouled by Ryan Young.
I think Tate Davis will have an advantage at that 4 spot of off the bounce if he wants, with particularly if they go with a 4-5 matchup that time. Ripping and driving, Young comes over a little late.
Davis misses the first. Coming up next, the Nothing But Net crew will break down the day in the ACC with highlights and analysis of every men's game. Then they'll look ahead at the best matchups on the schedule in the coming week. Right here, ACC Network and the ESPN app. And Davis misses both as well. So Filipowski and Davis both come up with nothing. All right, 2-point game, 3.5 to go in this first half at Purcell Pavilion. Low scoring affairs, a lot of Notre Dame games are in terms of their tempo. Wow, what a pass by Filipowski to McCain. Around it out. Young battles on the boards, and it will stay with Duke. How about that pass from Filipowski?
Yeah, he knows it's coming now, and they're diving hard with their 4-man, making that weak side guy have to take him. So that skip will be there, and he's just able to throw a direct pass, and that puts so much pressure on your rotation when he does that.
Tyrese Proctor off the screen, back out for Foster. Jeremy Roach, the only guy who's made multiple shots for Duke. Filipowski missed another in close, and he's 0 of 5 from the floor. Burton had trouble with it, and it does stay with Notre Dame with 5 seconds to get it across midcourt.
I think Jared McCain has a point there. I think the Irish got away with one.
His point being, why are you diving?
No, the point was that I don't think he hit the ball, and I think that's on Burton.
We'll get a timeout. We'll take it here as well. 2:58 to go in the first half. Notre Dame by 2. Back in South Bend, where Notre Dame led by as many as 9, but right now Duke's on a 7-0 run. They've got it back within 2.
But if you're fighting Irish, you're not concerned, because you're used to, with their inability to consistently knock down threes, they go through scoring droughts, but their defense stays strong. They're still up 2. No reason to panic. Regroup. Let's see if what Coach Shrewsbury drew up out of this timeout. See if they can get a basket here.
Burton gets it across midcourt, coming out of the timeout. So it's Burton, Konieczny, Booth, Jai, and Shrewsbury, the 5 on the floor for the Fighting Irish. Braden Shrewsbury, no dice from deep. Filipowski, a strong rebound. Proctor probing, and he turns it over. 9th turnover for Duke, and Burton finishes. Filipowski and Roach running. Back out for Roach. Proctor behind the back. Skips for Roach. Out of the corner. Can't hit.
Sometimes we forget that this Duke team, as talented as they are, you know, you look at the group that's out there now, Roach is the experienced guy. They're still relatively young themselves, and they want to play with pace, but they want to share the ball, and they're not always doing that.
Jai had a Roach on him underneath and then got stripped on the way up. Yeah, they've been trying to run more recently. John Shire said we want to reintegrate Tyrese Proctor into that way we were playing without him. And Proctor way off the mark from long range. He's 0 for 2 now and still scoreless here in this first half.
And we're in a rock fight. I mean, we said before, this was not going to be easy. This Irish team is a legit, really good defensive team, and they're going to scrap and claw and fight. They're going to play with a level of physicality, but those things like that, the careless turnovers and mistakes, are the things that are holding this team back right now.
Traveling on Konechny. So, if you're keeping track at home, we've got 16 turnovers in this first half.
I'm going to say that's because of the defense, not sloppy play. Let's go with that one.
Narrowly edged out by 18 made buckets in this first half. 1:26 to go until halftime. Fellas are standing by for the halftime show in Bristol. Roach nicely navigates to the cup, and he's got 10 to lead all scorers.
He is playing extremely well right now, and I honestly think he's been Duke's best player the last couple of games. He's just been really efficient on both ends of the floor.
He said it after the win over Baylor.
Yeah.
I felt like I didn't set the tone in our losses. I wasn't leading the right way. I wasn't doing what I needed to do. He's played better since. Burton pulls it back on Mitchell. Gives it up for Booth. The freshman drives. Booth on the step through. Had it roll off. And then a foul called on the rebounding action. That goes against Kyle Filipowski. And that's 2 on Duke Star.
Roach just comes down. And look at this in and out move here. Just comes off and just, oh, look at that with a nice lefty late. Have some, would you? No one's playing better than that young man right now. Really playing at a high level, and so much has been talked about Jared McCain and his stretch in the last 5 games, but Jeremy Roach has played equally as well, shooting over 50% from the floor and 50 behind the three-point line during the last 5 games. And also been taking care of the basketball. 4-to-1 assist turnover ratio. Leadership's been outstanding. And Duke's used to this. They're, you know, when they travel, they play on the road. They're going to get everyone's best shot because they're Duke. And you'd want to have a cleaner half than you have right now, but
still within 3. McCain saved it. It was a shooting foul, by the way, just called late. 1 of 2 for Booth, and then McCain's got a chance at 3 and a chance to tie.
Just so many weapons. You know, we talked about it. I mean, his last 5 games being so efficient. Just catches that skip pass, and just look at the hesitation, gets the angle. I mean, he's a physical guard too. Plays a lot of perimeter. We talked about his ability to catch and shoot, and second in the league and catch and shoot threes, but has the ball skills to get in the paint and the physicality in his body to finish in there as well.
Those transition threes, which McCain hit a lot of them. You see he had the 18, 4 triples Tuesday against Syracuse. He said afterward it's probably the best feeling in the world. I wouldn't know. Can you confirm?
Shooting anytime you get to shoot so much like that. And when you're given a green light, your coach allows you to take that, and you're a good shooter like he is, shooting over 40%, yes.
Well, he's helped tie it up for Duke here with a half-minute to go until halftime. About 3.5 seconds separating the game clock and the shot clock here for the Fighting Irish.
They're going to put Ryan Young on the ball screen here with Burton.
Run Shrewsbury off a pin down. McCain sticks with Burton. Shrewsbury trouble on the catch. Mitchell grabbed it along the sideline and drew a foul. And 6.3 to work with for the Blue Devils.
Yeah,
and they're going to the free throw line.
It's a bad possession there for this young team, and that's what you get when you deal with freshmen. Braden Shrewsbury comes up, sets the go screen. I think you're seeing now Coach Shrewsbury's telling this freshman point guard, hey, I didn't want you to pass it to him. I wanted to clear out and give you your right-handed drive. And instead, he tried to pass it over to his teammate and turned it over. And now that's a big swing here.
Mitchell's good on the first. You mentioned it earlier, and you asked Micah Shrewsbury about it today. With as much responsibility as Marcus Burton has running this team and being the leading scorer, how do you manage him? How do you coach him? We saw it right there.
Right.
They're talking on the fly so much more than the average head coach point guard relationship.
Because he has as much responsibility on him as anyone, and he's a freshman. Because this team needs his ball handling. He's the guy. Like right now, he has to go back and get the ball for this team to get it up.
Fouls to give for Duke, so Blake's commits one on J.R. Konechny, with Duke grabbing its first lead of the night.
And they shouldn't. This is part of a young team. Like they had the shot clock, could have kept it for the last shot of the half, turned it over, and then commit the foul. And now Duke gets the lead, and you got 2.9 seconds here to try to come up with a play to, to tie this game or take the lead again.
So 2.9, some subs from Micah Shrewsbury. Konechny to put it in with Jai, Shrewsbury, Burton, and Davis, the other four with him. Konechny wants somewhere to go with it. Finds Shrewsbury off the bounce for three. And too strong to send us to halftime.
You see, that's part of what it played there. Again, had it 2.9 seconds gives you a chance to get at least 2 dribbles off. Go in the half, regroup. Really strong effort on the defensive end for that Fighting Irish. But hey, Duke responded, got down early. No reason to be disappointed.
They've got the lead at halftime despite being held to the fewest points in a first half for Jon Scheyer's group all season. 29-27 is the advantage in South Bend. Lot to unpack in the ACC. Let's get you to Justin, Joel, and Coach Boeheim in the studio. Tight games galore in the ACC today as we welcome you back to South Bend, Indiana. Duke's got a 2-point lead on Notre Dame on a balmy day in South Bend. As we say hello once again, he's Randolph Childress. I'm Mike Monaco. Notre Dame's defense was the story for you in much of that first half.
Yes, some people will look at this game and be surprised. I'm not. I told you Notre Dame defense is physical and they're a strong defensive team. They've held every ACC opponent at least 10 points below their season average, and they're on their way to doing their fourth opponent the same way. They're just tough. They're very active with their hands, and they tend to control the paint. Now, they have their deficiencies in the offensive end, but there's full effort, all-out intensity on the defensive end. They're going to force turnovers. They're going to force you into bad shots. Once their offense comes around, they'll be a formidable team.
This is sort of the way that Notre Dame's trying to play in terms of identity and the way it's got to look in year one for Micah Shrewsbury. But the flip side of that is if you're Duke, you're somehow leading this game.
Yes.
Kyle Filipowski hasn't made a shot from the floor.
Yes, you got to win ugly sometimes. Winning on the road, there's no pretty way to do it. Jon Scheyer would take a 29-27 game. As ugly as it is, he just wants to get out of here with a win.
Please, no. We don't want that. None of the viewers do, too. We saw the worst field goal percentage in any half for Duke this season, who, again, came in on a 5-game winning streak. That's since the back-to-back losses, both on the road to Arkansas and to Georgia Tech. Those were by a combined 9 points for the preseason #2 team in the country against Micah Shrewsbury. And this Notre Dame group picked last in the ACC preseason poll.
They've struggled mightily. The only one that's got going in the offensive end is Jeremy Roach, and just been really good. And expect to see the ball in his hands more in the second half. And no reason to panic. Just continue to play the way you've been playing.
He had 10 points on 6 shots. Tate Davis at 6'9", burrowing in against Mark Mitchell, and then Davis commits a foul. That's his second.
I think Mark Mitchell is the most difficult guy to attack here. He's so physical. He's so strong. He's the one guy on Duke's team that can guard all 5 guys on the floor. And I think I'd pick on someone else.
Known for his defense. We both loved him. Had him on our All-ACC defense ballots last year.
We did. So physical, strong, and athletic.
Foster is swatted by Kerry Booth. More defense from Notre Dame, to your point. Davis, who's a 6'9" guard, in the words of his head coach, gave it up to Konechny. He left it short. He only had 2 points in the first half as well, averages about 10 in transition. McCain back for Roach. Spins it out. Mitchell on the offensive glass and a foul.
Great job there. Getting the paint touch, kicking it out. Jeremy Roach shoots the 3, and then Mitchell just cleans it up. I mean, that's what he does to get himself active. We talked about him early in the game, and really does a great job. They don't have to run offense for him, but he has to make you guard him, keep you honest, and he can do that by going to the offensive glass.
Jon Scheyer said to us today, it was Christmas break. They developed a plan for Mark Mitchell. with how teams have been guarding him. It's been well documented, sagging off of him and begging him to shoot. The first part of their plan was the mental side of it. They said to him, it doesn't mean you're a bad player that they're sagging off of you and daring you to shoot.
Well, it's just scheme. When you play against Duke, you're not going to leave the other guys. He's the one guy you have to say, hey, if we're going to live with Duke, we're not going to let Roach beat us. We're not going to, from the three-point line, McCain or Foster or Proctor. You know, you're going to say, hey, he's struggling from behind the arc. They just got a plan for him to continue to play. And
Filipowski blocked it, and then Jai couldn't follow it up. Here's Mitchell underneath against Booth, and he gets blocked by Jai. Booth running the floor. He had it wrestled away by Roach and getting a little helter-skelter here.
Yeah, that's just two freshmen there. Burton shouldn't pass to the big run-in right there. You don't want to give him a bounce pass.
Shot fake McCain on the drive. Got his own miss. Right back up, and he missed it in too deep. Would you say rock fight with about 90 seconds left in the first half?
That's what it is. I think both teams are competing at a high level on the defensive end. I mean,
Booth off target from deep.
I do think sometimes the Irish take quick, bad shots like that one. I think you're okay with that shot, but you don't want it to be one pass, a quick shot. You're in control. This game is being played at your pace, but this Duke team is really explosive.
Notre Dame 0 for 5 since halftime. These teams combined 1 for 11. McCain can't change that. Rebound Konechny. McCain's 2 of 9 now and 0 for 5 from 3. Mighty confident freshman who we told you has been so good recently. He's around 50% from 3 for the season. Burton turns it over again. It's Mitchell leading the break, and Mitchell all the way to the cup. And Mark Mitchell forces a Notre Dame timeout. He's leading the way for Duke out of halftime. Best player on the floor out of halftime, no question, has been Mark Mitchell.
He's Mr. Do It All for right now for Duke. He's really active on the defensive end. This is how he impacts the game, and Duke needs him to do this. He gets the deflection, gets the steal, goes coast to coast. He just does so many different things, and he's finding his niche in his offense. Shire wants him to be aggressive. He doesn't care. He tells him the worst thing he can do is just stand. And now you see him. He's active. He's like 9 and 9. He's on his way to a double-double and leading his Duke team in rebounding, and that's how he helps him. He can attack the offensive glass. He can rebound and push it, and he forces you to guard him when he's doing those things. When he's just standing on the three-point line, you tend to sag off of him, and that's the scouting report.
It's more of the same from what he did. You saw Tuesday against Syracuse, those career-high 21 points. John Shire said after that game, look, it's not easy playing at Duke. There's a lot of criticism, and no doubt Mark Mitchell heard that in the first chunk of the season, but he's responded well. Braden Shrewsbury with a response for Notre Dame, and that was much needed from Duke.
They needed that first basket here in the second half, and felt like Duke was getting control of things, and that shot just puts him right back in this game.
Filipowski's got a roper on him. Mitchell does that. So don't hesitate. Yes. Be decisive, do that, and get to a spot where you can hit that shot.
Get to the elbow right there, knock that 15-footer down. Now, if he continues to do that, what are you going to do now? Now you got to come out of the paint. That's going to free things up for the guards and Filipowski.
Shrewsbury hits another.
Braden Shrewsbury is doing what he does. Got to find him now. They're attacking Duke on that pick and roll and drops, and knowing they got a tag, giving him a second or two, and he doesn't need but a quick second to get that off.
Mitchell takes it this time. One way or another, they want him to be decisive, and they want his feet underneath him on threes like that.
Because now you know it's coming. Now you see a few go in the basket. This time now he's ready to take that three, and doesn't have to shoot a lot, but it's a percentage to go up. It's only his second one on the year.
Had been 1 for 22 coming in, and how can you not just feel good for him on a human level? No one likes to see that. Someone sagging off you so much consistently throughout the season. And look at the confidence he's playing with here in the second half.
He just needs to get it on the move. He doesn't have to stand there and stay stationary.
McCain got bumped, and it's a foul on Roper. Sends us to a timeout. Mark Mitchell leading the way for Duke. He's up to 14 points. He's got 9 rebounds as well, and he has powered the Blue Devils in front.
He is. You want to sag off from here. Take that. Knocks down a 3. Duke up 6 here. It's out there.
Tomorrow afternoon, right here on ACC Network, we'll have a women's basketball quadruple header. Starts with number 13, Virginia Tech, against number 3, NC State. That's at noon Eastern. Then it's Georgia Tech Pitt, number 22, Florida State, and Clemson. And we wind things down at 6 Eastern with BC and number 25, Syracuse. How about Mark Mitchell? 14 points, 9 rebounds. You said it, Randolph, his second three-point make of the season. John Shire told us today, we looked at all 22 three-pointers he had attempted. He told us 16 of them he was just shooting because he was open.
Yes.
So that's what you're talking about with be decisive. You can't hesitate.
Like this.
Mitchell again!
Just like that. He's not thinking, he's just playing. When sometimes when teams scheme you that way, you're just standing there. You just shoot it because you're open and you think that's what you're supposed to do. You're not shooting it to make it with a purpose. And right now, he's playing with confidence. And that's going to make this Duke team really dangerous because we know all the other guys can really score it. Now you got to guard him.
They're up by 8. This is as large as their lead has been tonight. Burton got Filipowski switched onto him. Moves it for Roper. Shot clock winding down. Defended by Mitchell. Roper drives out of reverse. Much needed for the Irish.
Great job driving in there and using the rim for protection and shooting a reverse layup.
Northwestern transfer Julian Roper, who is banging with Filipowski, gets saddled with a foul. His third game back from a foot injury. Meanwhile, 16-9 for Mark Mitchell.
Well, he knows the double team's coming, and he went and they lifted their help, and no one was there. Won't get an easier one than that. It's just a great drive and finish there. Filipowski's got to get over there to rotate a little earlier, but Roper did a great job there, getting there quick before help can come.
Filipowski going to work on Kevin Jai. Still held without a made field goal.
Yeah, he's missed a couple of bunnies in there tonight.
Roper was calling for it in the corner near side bottom left of your screen. He's feeling good. Burton driving on McCain. And now Shrewsbury. Burton. No dice from deep. Roper runs it down. He's been a turbo shot of energy.
That's one concern that Shire had was the guards rebound. Shrewsbury, Roper, these guys, they're from the wing. They will attack the offensive glass, and Shire can't be happy with that. Like you see, shot goes up, they're running in, and they're not giving up on the play. And this team is going to fight for everything. They don't play pretty, but they play effective for their style of basketball.
Again, it's what John Shire said to us. Worried about Notre Dame's offensive rebounding.
Yes.
And John Shire did say to us that he feels like Duke has been better rebounding recently than some of the struggles early in the season.
He knows they're going to give up some offensive rebound against bigger teams.
How about this? Kevin Jai keeps it alive, saves it off a foot.
That's just wanting it more there. That's just a 50-50 ball. Jai wanted it more, and those are the things that upset you as a coaching staff. You can see Shire's not happy. And that's where Filipowski can be better. He's not scoring offensively. Do the little things like rebound the ball and get yourself going on the offensive end of the floor as well. Attacking the glass.
They run Shrewsbury off a screen, playing off 2 feet. And now Jai with the shot clock below 10. Here's Burton, scoreless in the second half these first 6 minutes. Filipowski on him. Burton drives around the corner, no. And then Burton was out of bounds, so it belongs to Duke.
I think Burton there had the angle, just lost his footing there at the end, couldn't elevate. Just really quick and getting in the paint.
Proctor, Filipowski, Blakes, Young, and Roach, the 5 for John Shire. Ball screen for Proctor, a switch from Davis, and now Roach to Filipowski with a mismatch. It's a double. Filipowski banks it out. Can't stick the 3.
Yeah, you can tell he's frustrated now, and double team came. He wants to get himself going, and the double team came. And
Burton off the crossover, found Jai.
Double team came and just lifted out and elevated and shot a 3.
Jai had it roll out, but drew a foul out of Young.
Notre Dame is controlling the paint, and they're controlling it on both ends of the floor. I think that's why you see the Duke playing with the big lineup. They're going to try to get Ryan Young on some post touches and try to get Filipowski on a switch. And know that the double team's coming, but he ends up lifting out and taking that three. That's what you see right now, why Duke is so frustrated.
Hey, you talked about the responsibility for Marcus Burton.
Yes.
For someone who hasn't done it, especially as a freshman, which you did, what is the burden like that he feels playing almost the whole game against this kind of pressure and trying to solve guys on defense like Mitchell and like Filipowski?
He has so much responsibility. That's why his numbers, I hope voters take this into consideration, he has so much responsibility because he doesn't have another ball handler. And he's a small guy. He's only 5'11". And teams are picking him up full court. They're pressuring him. When the shot clock gets low, it's, hey, go bail us out, go make a play.
January 6th, and you're already thinking about, what, ACC all-freshman ballots, voters, that sort of thing?
I'm one of those guys. I don't know where people get that from. It's too early to talk about anything. Don't the games in November count? Like, they count too. Oh, it's too early to talk about the tournament. Yeah, until you don't get in.
Burton for three, rims it out. You're a piece of work, man.
Hey, I'm telling the truth. I've been on that sideline.
Took it back and got fouled by Young.
That's the part that's frustrating with, I think, with Shire is that right now, this Notre Dame team is feeding off the crowd. They're winning the 50-50 balls, and they're keeping themselves in the game. They're just mucking the game up. They're just making it they're just getting dirty and grimy, and it's not pretty, and that's the way they want it. You're not going to get to your scoring average right now with the way this team is defending. We talked about it. That's just how they play. And he said that. He didn't emphasize his offense with this group. This team is going to get better because they emphasize defense. It's where he wants it, and then now they're going to start getting better on the offensive end of the floor.
He's a self-described defense-first coach. Look at him. He's fired up with J.R. Knesny on the sideline. And he has said throughout the year, we're doing it defensively with effort right now.
Yes.
He says we're not really understanding the systems. We don't have the basketball IQ because of our youth the way we eventually will. So to be where they are defensively, playing well on that end, it comes down to effort.
That's the one thing that you can do no matter what age you are. You can play hard and you can play defense. And you can learn, you can be out physical from a freshman standpoint. Look at this guy. He is on a roll now.
Mark Mitchell with another dunk. He's up to 18 and 10. The 10 rebounds are a career high, and it's the first career double-double for Mark Mitchell.
I think his career high in points is 21. I think he'll get that.
Really going out on a limb there. 18 points with 12 minutes to go.
I like to do that. I like
no, thanks for that. That was helpful.
I like to jump out there and say stuff like that.
Here's Roper. Shot clock winding down. Roper rises. Can't hit. Roach runs it down. Yeah, Mitchell leading the way with the 18. Roach had the 10 all in the first half. Here's Mitchell again. Driving dish. Blakes into the lane, and Blakes lost it.
Another turnover.
Number 11 for Duke, who has a 4-point lead. Inside of 12 to go in the second half at South Bend. Duke's got 14 points in the second half, and Mark Mitchell's got every last one of them.
He does, and he's doing it in every way. He's going to the glass. He's finishing, taking it coast to coast and laying it up. He's getting it on a move, and now he's getting comfortable, confidence, knocking down jump shots to the mid-range, knocked down his second three of the year here. I think he's made the adjustment of how to play and how to adjust to how teams are playing him right now. I think he's found his niche.
He's outscored Notre Dame as well since halftime. 14-12, Mitchell against Notre Dame in 8+ minutes out of the break.
He has, and let's see if Filipowski, he hasn't scored, but his impact on it has been good as well, because some of the baskets that Mitchell is getting, he's getting them because of Filipowski's and their ability to, or they're forced to have the double team him.
Jamel Spearman, one of the officials, just brought over, what is that, a gum wrapper?
No,
something from the cheer crew?
No, it's just.
Yeah, he gave it to you and said Merry Christmas. He appreciated your prediction on Mark Mitchell's career high. That was.
There you go. I jumped out there.
Burton, Knesny, Shrewsbury, Jai, and Booth. The 5 for Micah Shrewsbury. Burton being dogged again by Roach. Knesny drives, lost the handle. Knesny tried to save it off McCain and couldn't. Dozen turnovers for the Fighting Irish, something they've struggled with this season.
They have, and that's what we talked about, not having multiple handlers. And that's what Duke wants to try to force the Fighting Irish to do. Someone else other than Burton make a play.
Proctor, Filipowski, McCain.
Don't want to leave him. Don't want to leave him. Just great ball reversal. And so many weapons on this team right now. With Mitchell playing the way he is, it's just a matter of time for the other guys to knock down shots.
McCain had been 0 for 5 from 3. He's been so hot recently from long range. Burton bumped by Roach, who thought that Burton initiated the contact.
He does.
Hey, next Saturday, a basketball tripleheader starts with number 16, Clemson. Trying to bounce back. A couple of losses now for the Tigers. They host Boston College and Littlejohn to start us off at 3 Eastern. The number 14 Duke against Georgia Tech at Cameron. And finally, Miami, Virginia Tech in Blacksburg here on ACCN. Burton a handoff around the Jai screen. Burton kicks. Davis rises. Can't hit. One-arm rebound underneath by Jai and the stick back.
Great job there. Got the switch, had Roach on him inside. Didn't get the ball, but again, when you're big and on the switch, you don't get it. That's how you make your impact. Go to the offensive glass.
Kevin Jai, the Penn State transfer, coming off maybe his 2 most productive games of the year. 10 and 6 against Virginia, and then 11 rebounds against DJ Burns in the Wolfpack Wednesday.
Yeah, he's got some starter experience. And
Filipowski. There it is for Kyle Filipowski on his 8th attempt, his first make.
It's frustrating for a big at times when you double team because you don't feel like you're a part of the game. But when you have his skill set and you can step out and knock down threes, you know they're not going to double you there.
Filipowski sticks at 32% from 3 this season. Past the midway point of the second half, Duke by 8 on the road, where they haven't won a game this year in their first 2 true road games. Shot clock winding down on the freshman Marcus Burton. Had it roll off, shooting above Proctor. Roach pushes, McCain moves it, Proctor hoists it. Can't hit, rebound Jai.
Good possession there by Duke. Open 3 after a really good defensive possession there.
Shrewsbury off the screen, and he's hot. 4-3 for Braden Shrewsbury, who in his last 4 games coming in only had 16 points. He's got a dozen here against Duke.
He's hit a couple of big shots. They've gotten down big, and they've gone to him coming off down screens again. Someone else, his way of contributing is off down screens and catching and shooting is his strength.
Filipowski driving too strong, and Tate Davis has it. Notre Dame trying to make it a 1-possession game. Burton accelerates to the basket. Chance at 3 for Marcus Burton, and his first points in the second half.
Just a great job there. You couldn't tell from your angle, but Burton looks, he sees the help. The cutter goes through there. You see McCain going, and he just takes off, beats Roach, finishes and gets the and one. Just a great job there by the young freshman, showing you his growth.
So he sort of saw a clear out in effect, and an open lane.
Yes. He had a teammate in the corner, his teammate cut through, and McCain turned his head, and he just changed the gear. He has a gear about him, and he can get from 1 to 10 quick.
Let me run this one by a little undersized guard in the ACC who seems to bounce off bodies. I see a little Chris Likes. Find that at all?
Well,
Bouncy,
I will say this.
quick.
Chris was really athletic.
Yep.
And he was a little bit more compact. You know, he's probably short. I think he's a little taller than Chris, but his game is speed. And he'll get stronger as he grows and he develops. And he has enough speed to be effective. He's already a heck of a player right now as a freshman.
Imes replaces him. 8.5 to go, 2-point game. Proctor probes. McCain got 2 in the air, and the foul's on the floor. It's on Tate Davis. 5th foul on Notre Dame with 8:21 to go in the second half.
You got to be okay with that foul. They are flying around. Nothing's easy for this Duke team. They're giving multiple efforts, and that's what you want to see. They're helping one another. Just doing a heck of a job here. They're going to make Duke earn this every point.
Filipowski flashes to the block, draws the double, finds McCain. Oh, he's heating up. Here he comes, Jared McCain.
So impressive about Filipowski again. He shouldn't get frustrated. The double team is coming. He knows it's coming now. It may be time for Fighting Irish to make an adjustment there.
And traveling the call on Matt Zona. Filipowski was pressed down on him, forces another turnover. Well, who is going to join Mark Mitchell? Jared McCain has entered the chat here in the second half for Duke.
Catching this pass directly from the knock from Filipowski there. Knocking down a 3. Duke up 5 here. Great game here in South Bend, Indiana.
Look back at the history of Notre Dame and Micah Shrewsbury, following some lineage the last 50 years, and of course most recently following a legend here in South Bend. 23 seasons of Mike Bray. And if Notre Dame's playing a basketball game in South Bend, Indiana at Purcell Pavilion, you know who's going to be in the house? Digger Phelps is absolutely always going to be there.
Yes, he is. And he always comes over to us and talks to us about it. You know, every time we've had a game here, and he comes over and to us. But he reminds me of, like, even my old former coach. They don't like this 3 balls and all the shots. You know, they like the old school ball where you get more inside and everything. They don't like this modern day game.
With Digger attentively watching a good one here in South Bend. Duke by 5, the number 14 team in the country on a 5-game winning streak. Jared McCain can't hit another. Kevin Jies got the rebound. Micah Shrewsbury, the first-year head coach, with his group playing better basketball in the last week. A win last weekend here against Virginia by more than 20. And then a game they lost by 2 to NC State on Wednesday. Marcus Burton underneath backs it out to Julian Roper, who supplied good energy here in the second half. Roper, a deep one. Can't hit. And a foul on the rebounding action goes against Duke. You know, John Shire on one side, second-year head coach. Someone here in attendance knows a little bit about what John Shire's been going through.
Yeah.
Notre Dame football head coach Marcus Freeman, like Shire in his second year. They share the same agent, so they caught up at shoot-around this morning and had a chance to connect. They've stayed in touch a little bit the last couple of years at Marcus Freeman first row.
Well, they got a lot in common. We talked about that. 2 young head coaches. They have young children, and I didn't know Coach Freeman had 6 kids.
Yes.
And I know Coach Shire has 3, and they're young. And when you're the head coach of a demanding elite programs, it just demands so much on your time. And it's one of the things I always ask Shire when I see him. It's the first thing is, how's your family? Because I know this job, and people don't understand how difficult it is for coaches in their time, the demand on their time, and they're away from their families. You know, he always appreciative of that, and that's one of the things he talked to Freeman about.
Yeah, pretty neat. Meanwhile, the foul was called on Caleb Foster, his second, and as you can see, the officials are at the monitor. Lee Cassell and Jamel Spearman perhaps seeing if there is a flagrant foul to be called here.
Filipowski definitely sold it like there was contact, so I don't think it's anything
First look,
there.
just basketball plays.
Yeah, I think you let it go. I don't think there's anything. Their arms are just tangled up. They're fighting for position, and I think some of that is that Filipowski probably got caught in the throat, but I didn't think it was anything intentional. I think it would just be a common foul.
Yeah, Tommy Morrissey just looked over at us and said nothing extra there on the foul call.
Yeah, he didn't intentionally try to do anything. I think Filipowski's probably more upset that it was just a foul called. I think he's upset that he just didn't think he did anything to warrant the foul.
Well, keeps possession with Notre Dame with 7:16 to go, trailing by 5 against number 14 in the country. This has been a raucous crowd with a lot of Duke blue in the building, we should say, here in South Bend. Burton.
They're doing a great job of getting him on the move, getting those bodies off of him, getting him on the move, allowing him to use his speed in this really good mid-range game.
14 points on 6 of 17 shooting. Burton's been busy tonight. One possession game. Proctor around the corner. A switch from Davis. Mitchell left alone. Hits another. Mark Mitchell had been 1 for 22 from 3 this year, and he's got 2 triples tonight.
I think he has figured it out. And taking shots like that, he shot 35% a year ago. He is a much better shooter than he's shot this year. Just taking shots, being in the right place, knowing when you're going to get the shot, I think is the key as well.
McCain didn't bite on Burton. Shot clock winding down on Tay Davis. The Seton Hall transfer got the roll around Mitchell.
Great move there by Davis. Just keep attacking the paint, getting an angle there, finishing over Mark Mitchell, who I think is an elite defender.
Davis with 7. Duke by 4. Filipowski working on Davis. Filipowski gives it up to Proctor. On the repost, Filipowski, single coverage, banging, and a foul is called on the floor. Tate Davis. So Mark Mitchell's hit 2 threes. He has, for now, matched his career high of 21.
It's on its way. I told you it was coming. There again, game plan is to sag off him and leave him open for that shot, and he's knocked down a couple.
Let me ask you this. What goes through the mind of a shooter when you slump the way Mitchell has compared to how he was last year, about 35% from 3?
I think, you know, when teams started scheming you, it's different, because in your mind, psychologically, you start thinking, am I a weak link? And I think that's something that he's going through, because he's an accomplished player. You're just not used to doing that. And like Coach Shire told him, it's not anything against you. It's just the way teams are scheming us.
McCain off a screen, and he couldn't hit. Mitchell's been great. Meanwhile, that foul was on Tate Davis, his 4th. So he goes to the bench with inside of 6 to go. He has been a secondary ball handler at times this year, even with his size, something you've been talking about all night.
You just get concerned for Burton. It really wear down over the course of the game.
Tried to snake the screen, drag the pivot foot, and now Booth driving out of the corner. Tough turnaround, no.
Really good possession there by the Blue Devils. Protecting that paint, cutting off Burton, and making Booth take a really good contested shot there.
You feel like Filipowski is defended pretty well in space against Burton around screens?
I think they feel really good about him guarding him on the perimeter. The difference is that when he gets inside against smaller guys, it worries him.
4-point margin, Duke in front, 5:05 to go. Come on back to South Bend after this. Notre Dame's down by 4. If they're going to come back and grab a lead, the recipe to do it is what?
I think you got to help Burton. I think, and continue to defend. Defensively, they've given themselves a chance. They're going to need somebody else making shots. Shrewsbury's gotten hot. You know, knocked down a couple of threes. Who else is going to step up and make shots? There's just so much pressure on the freshman guard to create for everyone. Someone else has to figure out a way to help.
5 minutes to go. Duke has the ball and the lead. Filipowski with a face-up on Kevajai. Goes spinning. Filipowski, no. And the rebound to Kerry Booth.
Trying to get him going without the double team. They knew they were double teaming him in the post, and I think he could do more of that. Just catching it, facing up, driving, making plays.
He's now 1 of 10 shooting. Burton stops on a dime. Left it well short. That's a spot he loves.
Great job by McCain there, being able to stop and contest that. Forced Burton to arc it just a little bit more than he wanted to, and came up short.
Micah Shrewsbury's in a defensive stance himself, trying to will his team to a stop. That's a bump on Burton and a foul. And it'll send Jeremy Roach to the free throw line.
That's what a freshman, that's just a senior taking advantage of experience there. Roach gets the angle, initiates the contact, and forces the ref to make a call.
Second on Burton. So Roach to the line, 82% this year, 77% for the career of the 2-time captain. Good on the front end.
Yeah, you want the ball in his hands come late. He's battle tested. Shooting 82 on the year.
Makes both. He's been such a stabilizer the last month and a half or so, in particular for Duke.
I think he's been their most consistent player. I think everyone else has had their highs and lows. I just think he's been really consistent on both ends of the floor as well.
6-point margin. Burton is directing traffic. He's played 33+ minutes tonight with 4 to go. To the corner. Booth gives it up.
Someone's got to step up and help him.
Burton off the bounce. Drags it back. Hits!
Maybe not. Just give me the ball and get out the way. That's what he's telling his guys right now.
Averaged 30 a game as a senior just down the road last year. Best player in the state of basketball-rich Indiana. Trying to will Notre Dame back. Down by 4. Roach created space, left it short. Mitchell on the glass. And it's a held ball that'll keep it at this end of the floor when we come back. Duke woke up at the end of the first half. Mark Mitchell's been the star. Can Marcus Burton, the freshman, will the Fighting Irish back in South Bend within 4 with 3:29 to go? How about this day in the ACC? Carolina by 10 at Clemson. We had Wake Forest in overtime by 4 against Miami. BC in comeback fashion by 8 against Georgia Tech. Florida State by 3 with a review at the end against Virginia Tech and Tallahassee. And here in South Bend to close down the day, 57-53. Duke's got the lead on Notre Dame. Duke has led the entire second half. Notre Dame has gotten as close as 2 out of halftime.
Yeah, we're getting down to the guts of the game here, and Duke is going to try to keep him at arm's length, and Notre Dame needs to get a stop here and continue to do what they're doing. Put pressure on the rim and control the paint.
He's Randolph Childers. I'm Mike Monaco. This game produced by Robert Ringer and directed by Tyler Honeycutt. Turnover's been an issue for Notre Dame, and Mark Mitchell's been an issue for Notre Dame. Here he is left alone. So decisive one way or another.
Right.
Wasn't going to shoot that, so he didn't when he had the space.
Just move it. You know, if he was going to shoot it, catch it and shoot it right away.
Kyle Filipowski gives it up to Tyrese Proctor. Can't knock it down. Braden Shrewsbury the rebound, and Tyrese Proctor still scoreless through 37 minutes. Meanwhile, for the Fighting Irish, who else helps out Marcus Burton? He's got a team-high 16 points. He's taken 19 shots. He's turned it over 4 times. He's been under a lot of pressure. Shot clock winding down. Moves it for Davis. Back in with 4 fouls. Davis drives. Can't finish. Batted around. Davis lays it in. 2-point game.
Shrewsbury's calling for the crowd to get in this game. They need to do it now.
He hasn't had a game like this in this building, in this job yet. Until now. Roach for Filipowski. Filipowski drives. Got it to go. And a foul.
That's what you want to see from your All-American. That's what you want to see. Team needs a basket. Catches it. Gives a little shot fake there. Just takes the contact, finishes, gets the and one. That's what you want to see. You can struggle all game long, but when it's time to close, you can't win close games if you don't have a closer. And I think Duke has multiple guys they can put the ball in their hands for baskets, but he's got to be the guy. We talked about dominating. Hadn't had a dominant performance, but he's got to dominate in these moments.
He couldn't stamp it after just his second made bucket on a night in which he has faced a steady stream of double teams from the Fighting Irish, who trail by 4. Coming up on 2 to go in the second half. It's Caleb Foster on Marcus Burton. Freshman on freshman. Burton to the elbow. Shrewsbury comes to help out. Nearly a double dribble. Now Tate Davis. 5 to shoot. Davis drives, spins, and a foul is called on Mark Mitchell.
It's a great job there. Just getting the whistle there by Davis. I mean, he's a spinner. When he gets in there, he drives to his left. He wants to get back to that right hand. And I think Mitchell's like, hey, I knew it was coming, and couldn't stop it.
Tate Davis to the line, 68% this year. Short on the first. You could see it from when it left his hand.
Yeah.
Notre Dame had some trouble with free throws in the final minute against NC State Wednesday. They missed a couple of big front ends of 1-and-1s, including one from Davis, who comes up empty. Oh, man.
That's what you deal with when you're learning how to win. When you're learning how to win games and how to close games, that's what this young team will figure out down the road. And the last 2 ACC games they've been in, this one in NC State, they've been right there.
These are game situations.
Yeah, you got to make free throws there. But they're still in this one. They got time to defend.
Filipowski too strong, trying to run down his own miss, and McCain tipped it out to Foster. Fresh 20 for Duke inside of 90 to go in the second half.
Trying to pick their matchup here. They're trying to ISO it here. Give Caleb Foster his right hand.
He drives. Too strong. Mitchell the rebound and the stick back. Mark Mitchell have a night.
Continue to get himself going here. He has proven to you he is out of this slump. And I think I won the bet when I told you he was going to score, he was going to get a career high today.
Well, hang on a sec. It appeared a timeout was taken with 1:02 to go. The Duke players started going to the Duke sideline, and Lee Cassell keeps everybody on the floor.
I think everybody thought Michael was calling a timeout. Shrewsbury was calling his guys over. I think they was under the interpretation that he was going to call a timeout. He was just trying to get his point guard to come over to him so he could draw up a play, tell him to play.
You did not see that much, if ever.
No.
Burton on the dribble handoff gets bumped by Jared McCain. And the 1-and-1 is coming for Marcus Burton, an 82% free throw shooter.
Yeah, you need these two if you know the name. Get yourself down. It's only get into a 4-point game. Got plenty of time. Got to go down and get a stop. See, I think he's dribbling up.
So he says to Jamel Spearman, I didn't take a timeout.
Yeah.
All right, so the whistle stop play. Yep, inadvertent whistle. And everybody stay put. That almost got hairy.
Great job by the officials recognizing that. Hey, just throw it in bounds and get going.
Burton was good on the first.
Expect some type of full court pressure now.
Makes the second. J.R. Konieczny sizing up where to be at the head of the snake. It's a double on Foster, and a foul is called. That'll put Caleb Foster at the line for the 1-and-1.
This is where Duke is really difficult to defend because they have multiple handlers. I mean, even Filipowski can help break the press. So with the 3-guard lineup, any one of the 3 can initiate offense. We've seen Mitchell push it. And again, not many centers can guard Filipowski full court.
From a Notre Dame perspective, you would rather foul Foster 62%
yes.
than you would Roach, McCain, Proctor, and Filipowski and Mitchell too, for that matter.
And he's a better free throw shooter than his numbers suggest. Didn't hit the roll. Wow.
All the way around and out for Caleb Foster. 45 seconds to go. Notre Dame's got it. Down by 4. Burton off the bounce, and it was last touched by Filipowski with 41.9 to go. And now, Micah Shrewsbury will take a timeout.
Hey, give it to me now.
With 2 remaining, he uses 1. Hey, ACC PM with Pack and Taylor is weekdays from Mark's Charlotte studio in his basement starting at 4 Eastern. All the latest from around the conference and guests from around the ACC as well right here on ACCN and the ESPN app. All right, so if you haven't been with us throughout this game, Notre Dame busted out really from Jump Street in this first half. They led by as many as 9, getting late in that first half. But Duke woke up, headed toward halftime. Led by Mark Mitchell now in the second half. They have led this half throughout, but Notre Dame has stayed within striking distance.
Oh, they're right there. And I think coming out of this timeout now, you got to settle your young group down and you got to talk them through these moments. And they don't need a 3 here. They're down 4. Continue to play, draw up something. If you get a foul, stop the clock even better. But you got to get multiple plays in. So you're going to try to get a basket here, preferably a 2. If you get an open 3, you'll take it, set your defense up, and you probably have to foul depending on how much time you take on his possession. So if you're down 2, you got to make a decision. Does Shrewsbury want to take? Does he want the whole possession to go and then try to say, hey, we got to make 1 stop and come down and tie it, or will he foul? I mean, that's part of what he has to decide right here. But all that's decided on how much time does it take for them to get this shot attempt.
Against John Shire's Duke team on a 5-game winning streak and trying to win on the road for the first time this year. Konieczny into Shrewsbury. 40 seconds to go. Shrewsbury drives and turns it over to Roach.
Got a foul now.
Roach gives it up. They soak seconds. Inside of 30 to go before the foul after a turnover from Braden Shrewsbury, and the Irish didn't even get a shot off.
It's a good possession there by Duke. He tried to get in the paint, and Filipowski came over and held his ground. And just a great job in defensive end there for the Blue Devils.
14 turnovers for Micah Shrewsbury's team. And Jeremy Roach to the line. 3 for 3 tonight. 82% like we said this year, and he's good on the first.
Yeah, he's not the guy you want to put here. He's been there before. Now your situation of basketball comes into play. You can come down, get a quick 2 there, or your situation is where you start running your 3-point execution shots.
Roach makes both.
Try to let it run up if you can, just like that. Now you got to go.
Burton does. Down by 6. Burton to his spot over the 7-footer. Short. Offensive rebound shy. And it's down to a 4-point game with 20.8 to go.
If you Duke, you got multiple handlers. You just want to get it in balls with one of your better free throw shooters.
You got 2 timeouts if you need them. Roach on a step through, and he gets fouled, so he's going right back to the line. And he's the guy you want if you're the Blue Devils and John Shire.
Well, you can see Mitchell there was looking for him. McCain came to get it, the freshman. Foster went to get it. He looking for the senior, the guy he knows feels comfortable knocking down those free throws, that's been in that situation a handful of times.
14 points, just 1 turnover today from Jeremy Roach, the 2-time captain and the senior for this Duke team, ranked 14th in the country, that started shoot around surrounding their head coach, John Shire, who again said to his team, guys, if we want to do something special this year, we have to prove that we can do it away from Cameron, and tonight is the first step of trying to do that.
And they got to learn how to win away from Cameron, as he said, and they figured out a way to win this game. Again, throw out the records. This conference in general, and it gets a lot of national slander. There are no easy games on the road. I don't care where you go, and Damon Stoudemire is doing a heck of a job. So is Autry there in Syracuse, and Shrewsbury's letting everybody know his team is for real as well.
Filipowski with a block on Burton, and then a foul of Roach. And that will just about do it in South Bend.
Heck of an effort there by the Fighting Irish again. They're learning how to compete, learning what it takes to win in games like this. The effort's there. They got to learn to control their emotions and stop taking some quick shots. I think it'll help them on the offensive end. And how about Duke? I mean, give those guys credit. Mitchell seems to have figured out how to attack teams that's, you know, the sagging off him, clogging up the paint. He keeps putting up numbers like this. You're going to have to get out of the paint and guard him on the perimeter.
Chris Carrawell told us before the season opener that Mark Mitchell is the biggest key to our season.
Yes.
If they get this from Mark Mitchell, what's it do to Duke?
Well, they don't need this, but if they get this, then they're unbeatable. And even on a night when everyone else struggled, like no one else on the offensive end outside of Jeremy Roach played well tonight. They frustrated Filipowski with the double teams, and he has to do a better job of handling those. But a great job. They responded. They're learning how to win on the road. Great job out of Blue Devils.
67-59. Duke wins it. Its first road win of the season. They take down Notre Dame and come from behind fashion after Micah Shrewsbury's team had the lead by as many as 9 in the first half. First true road win for John Shire's group in year 2. For our entire crew behind the scenes, for Randolph Childress, I'm Mike Monaco saying so long. Next up, nothing but net, Justin Walters, Joel Berry, and Jim Boeheim.